What up, y'all? It is your boy Darius, and I'm back, y'all. So we got a special video we're gonna react to though. Shout out to MusicVibe though, man, because I like a lot of his videos. I know y'all seen him on the channel multiple times. Now this one says the game, how he flip flops to show his career. Cause game, oh man, the game. I mean, I like the game though. I like some of his music. I'm a big fan of this. I've been a fan of this since 2005 when he came out. But he just one way he said he's cool. The next one he said F you. You ain't nothing. So let's just this out, because I know 50 even said this before. So let's just this out, see what he's saying is. Let's get it, y'all.
Uncertain about, to the point where they be like, man, the game is lying about.
What?
Have you ever heard people say this on the internet?
Yeah, all the time, bro.
In this video, we will talk about the controversial The Game, who says stuff like Kanye West did more for him than Dr. Dre ever did.
Crazy that Ye did more for me in the last 2 weeks than Dre did for me my whole career.
Or that he...
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Dre gotta be frustrated, but he had to feel disrespected to him to say that. Said Kanye did his career for 2 weeks, and yeah, something like that. So I don't know how the game felt.
Initially said that it's better not to have beef with Eminem.
Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself.
And then, sometime later, he said that he's overrated and that he's better than him.
You feel that you're a better rapper than Eminem?
I am. It's not saying that he can't rap. The skill set is there. I'm just a better rapper.
The Game is undoubtedly a West Coast legend.
Absolutely.
However, there has recently been a popular opinion circulating on the internet that states The Game has lost respect amongst the hip-hop community and his friends. This could be understood when he was not called up for the Super Bowl in 2022, which took place in Los Angeles, as well as when Kendrick Lamar gathered people from the West Coast for a performance on the pop-out Ken and Friends show. There was a spot for everyone there except Game, even though Kendrick and The Game have a long-standing relationship with one another. Kendrick performed on stage for the first time precisely with Game, and of course, they had collab works together.
Look at my heart, nigga, your feelings, this is me. I'm sick of mother...
Yeah, I gotta react to that song, The City. I think I'm gonna react to that though.
Just talking about the West Side.
And so it would have made sense to see The Game on this show, which people texted him about on social media. The rapper had to go live on air and clarify the situation as to why that happened. To put it simply, he couldn't care less. He considers Drake as his brother and Kendrick as his homie. To add to that, he claimed that if he had wanted it, he could own half of the Top Dog Entertainment label, which already sounds provocative.
I could have, Top Dog wanted to give me half of Top Dog. I didn't want nothing from bro. I just wanted to put us in the right direction.
I don't have to be there physically. I don't harbor any hate for nobody that was there. I think it's cool. Snoop wasn't there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Snoop is the top of the top as far as West Coast is concerned.
Right.
The Game clearly did not take into consideration the fact that Snoop had no way of being there because on that day, he gave a concert in Canada at the time while Game was in LA.
I talked to, Drizzy a lot more than I talk to any other rapper in hip hop.
Really?
Any other rapper in hip hop. I talk to Drake like weekly.
Further, in 2015, Drake went to Kendrick's hometown, Compton, where he filmed a music video with Game and dissed Lamar.
I would have all of your fans if I didn't go poppin'. I stayed on some conscious shit.
Wow.
Now let's go over everything in order, and we will talk about how the Game's actions led to the ruining of his relationship with his longtime friends. As 50 said, the Game is very inconsistent with his statements and behavior.
How could you have an assessment on a person who's flip-flopped their entire career?
Dr. Dre discovered the Game. After listening to a few of his mixtapes, the legendary producer offered him a contract with Aftermath, after which they began working on tracks. Prior to his solo debut album, Documentary, he released the single called How We Do.
This is how we do. We make a move and act the fool while we up in the club. This is...
Then came the documentary,
Classic
which
album.
debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, selling 586,000 units in his first week.
Wow.
Other than Dre, this album was produced by the like of Kanye West, Scott Storch, and Timbaland. Guest appearances were also fire: 50 Cent, Eminem, Nate Dogg, Faith Evans, and others. This album instantly made Game a superstar.
Underdogs on top, and I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm Rap's MVP.
However, despite all of that, Game felt that he was underrated and started a beef with 50 Cent, which made Documentary the first and only album in Aftermath. The next release was Doctor's Advocate, which was published at Geffen Records. What's interesting is that Game claimed that Dre would take part in the album. However, sometime later, he said that not a single track was produced by Dre, and none will be produced by him either. These claims made it clear that the guys stopped working with one another. In the Doctor's Advocate track, The Game spoke out about his relationship with the producer. In an interview, he admitted that he never once told Dre thanks.
I never said thank you, and I took for granted you let me in your house and made me a part of your family.
I'm quoting his words from the interview. I probably said good looking, but I never said thank you. We, as gangster rappers, don't always say the kindest words. Where I come from, we say good looking out. Thank you? We don't talk like that. They weren't seen together for a few years. But then a picture surfaced online which showed Dre, Snoop, and Game. And this means that the guys mended their relationship. On the Red album, produced in 2011, Dre was responsible for producing a few tracks, with Red Nation being one of them, which is a collab with Lil Wayne. This became the main track from the album.
Got my red Dre beats on, trying to put my peeps on, and I keep it hood like this Phantom is a niece.
Dre also recorded skits for it.
His moms and pops met in Compton. Pops was from Nutty Block, Compton, Crip.
Everything was going quietly and calmly up until the Super Bowl in 2022, which took place in Los Angeles, and for which Dr. Dre was responsible. He invited Eminem, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, and Kendrick Lamar.
If you're currently paying for a subscription to a doorbell camera, stop now.
This new subscription-free mini watch.
But the producer found no spot for the gang, and that seriously offended the gang. And that's when things escalated.
So, how did you feel? I felt disrespected.
For starters, he said that he didn't receive a single beat from Dre for Documentary.
Dre didn't do any beats on the documentary.
Wow.
Like,
okay, I gotta pause this part. To him to say that Dr. didn't do no beats on the documentary, hold on, let me look this up real quick. No, Game, you tripping. Yeah, you definitely tripping. Hold on, let me look this up real quick. Yeah, let me look at my phone real quick. I know he's capping. Yeah, let me look this up. Documentary. Hold on. Documentary. Look at that. I'm sorry. Yeah, because Dr. was the producer of the album. So let me look at it. See what he produced. Okay, he produced the intro. He produced West Side Story. Produced Hey I Love It. Higher. How We Do. Start From Scratch. Don't Worry. So yeah, I don't know what the Game's talking about. He didn't produce one beat. Yes, he did. So Game, yeah, he's just the biggest flip-flopper. Stop, Game. He did produce. So what is Game talking about that Dre didn't do no beats on the documentary album? What is he talking about?
but I didn't say he didn't oversee it, and I've never had a Dre beat in my career.
Wow.
Secondly, after
he did, Game, stop. You just capping, man. He produced the documentary and what was the other one? The Red album. So what are you talking about, Game?
Aftermath is not the reason as to why he became a successful rapper.
Aftermath wasn't the reason that I was successful. It's just the reason I was successful. You understand? Mm-hmm. Because if I would have signed to Caddy Records, the fire in my heart, man, the fire burning in my heart was gonna see that I was one of hip-hop's elite, regardless of who I signed with.
And anyway, Kanye West did more for him in 2 weeks than Dre ever did.
It's crazy that Ye did more for me in the last 2 weeks than Dre did for me my whole career.
And then,
yeah, so I want to know, did Kanye ever respond what Game said on that Drink Champs interview? So I guess Dre, he got to feel disrespected with him to say that on Drink Champs. So, yeah.
He decided to diss Eminem. This diss track was released under the name of Black Slim Shady.
One thing you can never have is my
worst diss track.
Skin. This ain't no suit that I wore.
Game thinks that he's better than Eminem, and that Marshall's music is not even played in clubs.
You feel that
Yeah, to him to say that, okay, I can expect him to say that, say, when you're an artist, you have to feel like you're better than the other artists. I can understand that, because everybody want to be on top, be the #1 artist. So, and then when he said that Eminem music don't get played in the clubs, like, okay, and like Eminem doesn't make club banging hits. He doesn't make music like that. We all know that. So, my thing is, what was your point to diss Eminem? Like, what did Eminem do to you? Like, he never said anything bad about you. He never talked about you. So, I never understood that one when that happened, when Game was releasing that diss track.
you're a better rapper than Eminem?
When have you ever heard an Eminem song in the club? And so again, it's like, it's not saying that he can't rap. The skill set is there. I'm just a better rapper.
He also added, saying that Eminem is overrated.
Eminem, overrated, underrated?
I say slightly overrated.
Even though 10 years ago, he said that he did not want to get involved with Eminem.
Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane. Even when I was going at 50 and me and Dre wasn't seeing eye to eye, man, I stayed away from the white dude, because he a problem.
But according to The Game, everything that was said back then bears no relevance now, and that he changed his opinion.
How I felt back then, I don't feel the same.
Eminem responded to The Game in a track called Realist.
The reason they still play your shit in the club is because you still performing.
In general,
yeah, because I remember when Game dropped that diss track, people saying, oh, Eminem's scared to respond back, all that. Like, he did respond back. I mean, he didn't mention his name. I get that one. But The Game do form in clubs. He does, though. So I wish he did, like, a full diss track, though. I wish he did, though. That would be nice. But Eminem just look at it. It was a waste of time. Like, he's nowhere his level, though. That's how Eminem look at it, though. So, yeah.
Game dissed Eminem because of Dr. Dre, who didn't include him in the Super Bowl.
Throwing shots at Eminem and beefing with Eminem. It was just me being upset with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre can't out-rap me, so I just went at M. But it's always competitive. It ain't like I'm gonna see M and be like, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? It's M. You know what I'm saying?
But why not 50 Cent? And that's because 50 can't rap.
Why M? Like, what was the
You want to
origin?
know why?
Yeah.
Because 50 can't rap.
Okay, now this one that could have threw me off about this one. When he said that 50 can't rap, like, 50 can't rap. Now, lyrically, no, 50 can't outbar The Game. We all know that, because I did the Game versus 50 Who Won that episode. Because I think Three on the Bar was the hardest diss track. I don't think 50 ever could come back with that. I know he responded with I'm Not Rich Still Lying, with that record wasn't that hard, though. He was just clowning The Game, though. So to him to say that 50 can't rap, that's cap. 50 can't rap, but he's just not a lyrical rapper like The Game, though. So, yeah.
And so I got to go a level up and challenge the better rapper.
Although, in 2019, Game called him a talented rapper with a melodic style.
50 is one of the most melodically inclined ever.
In his recent interviews, he nevertheless admits that meeting Dre was life-changing.
Meeting Dr. Dre
was fucking life-changing.
Even though, I'll remind you again what he said just a few minutes prior.
Aftermath wasn't the reason that I was successful.
He was asked again, Ye or Dre, and this time, he chose Dre. His justification is that, at the time, he was just drunk.
I feel like I was on Drink Champs, and you should just understand that the first word in Drink Champs is drink.
You were drinking.
One day, Dre told him that he asked him not to do too many things, and that The Game didn't hear him.
It was like, I told you not to do a mixtape before your album. You did it. I told you not to beef with 50. You still did it. He was like, I just sat back. I knew you would, probably come out okay, but there was a small percent that you might not make it out at all. And I didn't want to have my hand in that. So that's why he stepped back. And I didn't know until a conversation I had with him recently.
Here, The Game talks about it with pride. However, is it worth it? Because after all, that's what irritated Dre about him, as it significantly hindered their ability to work together. It's as if Dre wanted to lead him down the right path at a time when Game was keeping to himself. He didn't hear nor listen to anyone. Game is positive that Dre and Eminem still respect him. But is it really the case? especially after what he had been saying. And that just leaves us wondering.
Back in 2022, I lost two very important people in my life. Big figures. It really wasn't until February.
Another interesting thing is that in 2022, he had hoped to meet up with Dre and talk about the situation that happened in the Super Bowl.
It's between me and him. And I'm pretty sure that one day we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna be able to talk to him about how I felt about that, and he's gonna be able to display whatever it is that he want to display, and yeah, that'll be it.
And in 2023 already, he said that he doesn't really care whether he someday sees Dre or not, and whether or not there will be a conversation about all that he had talked about.
I haven't talked to Dre since, and it don't really matter if we talk again in life. Like, I'm a stand-up, Compton, LA, and it is what it is. I said what I said. I'm not going back on it.
And now, let's move on to 50 Cent.
Oh, yeah.
After all, 50 undeniably helped the game become the person he is today. 50 was very happy to have Game join Aftermath and thought that it's a good idea for Game to become a member of G Unit. In the end, the guys recorded hit tracks. But in just a split second, their relationship completely went south, and 50 Cent eliminated Game from G Unit because Game was not consistent in his actions, and he does not appreciate everything that 50 did for him.
He says a lot of people's names for shock value. He says things he doesn't mean. He says a lot of things and take it back. He says, he had issues with Joe Buttons, then he runs into him in a club and they're taking pictures. He had issues with Memphis Bleak, then he ran into Memphis Bleak in Miami. It was no problem. You know what I mean? See, this is the truth. You know what I mean? The facts. This is the same facts that I talked about on Piggy Bank. See, I'm not a fake person. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. You see what I'm saying? And for me, he has a lot of inconsistencies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible that he would come back and forget how much I've done for him.
At that time, the game was only thankful to Dre, but not in any way to 50.
Yeah. What's some of the key people, man, that put you where you are right now?
Man, Dr. Dre, man.
Right.
Yeah, man, I feel like he should get 50 Cent props for helping the album as well, though. Because he did 6 songs, because he did 3 songs with him: West Side Story, How We Do It, Hey, Love It. And I know he produced, written Church for Thugs, Higher, and I forgot something else. So he should get 50 props as well for helping the album as well.
When in reality, 50 helped him in the making of Documentary and said that he wrote a few tracks for Game's album, although Game himself denies that.
You know, the story is that 50 came in and like wrote the documentary. Like, well, we know that's not true because I have more classic albums than him. And then, but what he did,
He can't help himself.
bro, it's not petty. How can it be petty if it's a...
No, that's not a fact. He did help. He didn't say. 50 always says in interviews. He never said that he wrote your whole album. He never said that. He always said that. How We Do. Let me see. I'm gonna look at the albums. Hold on. Let me look at that real quick, y'all. Let me look at it real quick. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, How We Do, Hey Love It, West Side Story. He wrote Higher. Yeah, Higher, Church for Thugs. And those are the songs that he wrote. So yeah, so he did. He never said he wrote your whole damn album. And I'm funny too. I wish he put this video as well when he said that the game wrote "What Up Gangsta," which that's false. He didn't wrote that because I know the producer shot him as XL. He said that 50 wrote that back in 2001, way before he was signed to Eminem and Dr. Dre. So my thing with the game, where did he get the idea that he wrote "What Up Gangsta" though? I was confused by that though. Where'd you get the idea? Y'all didn't met like, I believe 2002, 2003. I could be wrong. So yeah.
Fact.
Right.
Well, yeah, I didn't do no writing for 50. 50 didn't do no writing for me. Like, he know. And 50 is not a better writer than me. Not a better lyricist.
When I was in Battery Park and I came home, and 50 played me 6 records that was on the documentary with just him.
Tony Yayo recounted that he remembers a dialogue he had with 50 in which the latter said that he is giving away Hate It or Love It and How We Do to Game.
Wow.
And Tony was in disbelief.
When I got out of jail, I heard them songs, This How We Do, I heard all that. on the balcony of my, and the nigga said, I'm giving this game. And I said, you giving this to this nigga?
50, man. Like, I'm just going, I'm going to apologize to him, you know, just as a man.
The Game wanted to return to G-Unit. He talked about this a few times in interviews. However, 50 Cent released the Love, Hate, Love track, in which he talks about how erratic Game is and that he can't trust him.
They love me, then hate me, then love me again. Bitch, I don't pretend I ain't your friend.
How could you have an assessment on a person who's flip-flopped their entire career? He almost bipolar. If you watch it, like the way he does things. Like he'll do it like he's extremely emotional, then it goes to extremely aggressive, and does something else.
In 2018, they met at a club and they exchanged remarks. The Game spent $7,000 on vodka for 50 Cent. One user commented saying, "The Game, that friend you had beef with and never stops trying to be your friend again." Recently, The Game has been actively saying in interviews why he left G-Unit. According to his own words, he never wanted to be in G-Unit, and that this was 50 and Jimmy Iovine's idea. And anyway, he never considered the guys in the group as his friends.
Thousands of woodworkers are now easily accessing a large collection of DIY woodworking plans that contain
It was a business. I was just in a group. I wasn't like with them, like, you know, you would think.
And that he did not need them. Wanted to prove that after his departure.
It was just because I was so on it to prove that I ain't need. And even though, and I hate to sound like that, but I never just needed anybody outside of like my father in life. Like I don't need niggas.
Many months later.
And Dre stamped it and I was down with it because I mean at that time, you know, 50 was
the
doing,
biggest flip flopper.
super numbers and I felt like it could only help boost my career. So I was down for you know, joining in. I never just needed anybody outside of like my father.
And lastly, we will talk about yet another incomprehensible friendship, and that is between The Game and Kanye West. As mentioned earlier, Kanye worked on the first album, Documentary. And here's their collab, which was released in 2022 by the name of Easy.
My life was never easy.
The whole point is that, a long time ago, The Game dated Kim Kardashian, whom, in the future, became Kanye's wife. And in the Sauce track, Game said the following.
Bitch, Usher Raymond passed off. Then 3 Kardashians, hold that thought.
And naturally, Kim and Kanye included, didn't like these lines.
Wow.
And he like, can you not, you know, Kim's mad about the line. Can you just not do it anymore?
In 2019, a snippet was published in which The Game rapped about that he made Kylie Jenner and Kendall Frosted Flakes in the morning.
Her sister made $1 billion off of makeup. I used to make her Frosted Flakes when she wake up.
And then I did it again, and he got a little pissed off at me. We didn't speak for like 6 months. I don't know.
I held Kim Kardashian by a throat. I made her swallow until she choked. I should apologize because she ain't my fault.
Yeah. But I could hear the, you know, the anger in his voice a little bit the second time because he really meant it the second time, and I felt he meant it, and I love him to death. So then I really just asked shit.
Well, if after all that, Ye was okay with making a track with him, then that's up to them. But many on the internet were not happy about that. If I were to summarize all that, then it looks like The Game has a huge ego, and that backfires on him.
How is The Game the biggest rapper in the world?
Number one, I'm just lyrically better than everybody else.
I repeat, once again, that The Game is undeniably a legend and a talented rapper. However, things could have turned out so much better for him in his career. The next video that I want to recommend you to watch is a 50-minute documentary.
Yeah, man. So, oh, man, Game is the biggest flip-flopper in hip-hop history, though. Like, we did a diss track against Eminem, like, that ain't do too well. He did that other diss track when that Rick Ross, and it was good, though. I'll give him that, but Ross never responded, though. So, I know Game's working on his new album, The Documentary 3, so I don't know when that's coming out, probably next year. So, I'm looking forward to it. So, I think Game just needs to chill with these antics, though, man. He really got to stop, man. I think he could have been one of the greatest rappers of all time if he had done one of these antics. Because look at his career now. because he still got paid that woman off from that lawsuit. So I really hope Game get his life situated together though, man. I just hope he pays that woman off, man. Just move on for your life, man. Just file bankruptcy from it. So I like the Game though, because Game's one of my favorite rappers. I got a lot of respect for him for his work, because Game do got classic albums though. Let's not discredit that. Say, oh, Game don't have a classic album. He does though. I'll say Game got 5 classic albums. I don't know about the Documentary 2 or the Born Rap. I haven't listened to those. So if y'all think those 2 are classics, let me know in the comments. I might react to those for my album anniversary. I'll probably do that those. So yeah, guys, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you guys want me to do more Game reactions, just let me know what song you want me to do. I'll do that for you guys. I'll see you guys next video. Peace out, y'all.